hour of an after school activity. So what time do you have to spend with your family?
Did you say homework alone? Homework, lesson, summer coaching,
Exactly.
everything all together. And you ask yourself this question, do
Why?
you really learn all of that? Because you're learning the same thing, really.
Right.
So I don't know.
Is it teachers, or schools just sort of abdicating their responsibility and passing it on to the parents?
Or rather the parents passing it on to the teachers. Because let's say school starts from 8 to, I don't know, 1, 2, right? You come back home, you change after an hour, your lesson teacher comes in again, takes you from 3 all the way. Did you have lesson teachers growing up?
When I was in secondary school, I had a tutor, for physics and math.
So they would come in.
But it was just twice a week, and it was for an hour.
Some people, it's every day. So you would come in maybe like another 2 hours. It's tiring, man. So tiring.
And you know what, for people like us, Kaede, we didn't have a lot of after school activities. So it was okay to give children homework. But kids these days are so smart, they're so advanced, they're doing different things, whether it's sports, whether it's music, drama. There's so many things they do after school. So what is the point of the extra homework?
Maybe they're trying to just build their minds. Sometimes it works for some people, but I think the idea is find what works for each child and then grow or let that child learn that and become a genius in that field, as opposed to loading them with I said loading them.
Yeah, it does feel like loading or overloading, in fact.
With a lot of work. But yeah, that's a good one actually. So parents, please take note.
Or schools. You're part of this conversation. Don't overburden these children. They're children, and there's more to life than schoolwork.
Them, how do the parents know that they're paying premium for the work?
Well, if a child is in school from 8 a.m. to 2:30 or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in some cases, that is enough. I mean, how many hours do adults work? It's like, okay, in Nigeria, 8 to 5, right? In Nigeria, it's mostly 8 to 5 for people. And then you go back home and take more work home. Adults are not doing it, so why are children being saddled with it? I think it's unfair. Children need more time to be children. They need to play, they need to rest, they need to watch TV,
they need to read. Keyword.
Yeah, they need to spend time with their families.
True. Well said, Zibi.
Thank you very much.
I was watching a video about law of attraction and law of vibration, and something resonated with me, and it's something I learned a long time ago, but I've done unconsciously. And now I started to realize that okay, it's manifested, but I didn't even take note of it, and it's what I think a lot of people do too, but we don't really realize. So the law of vibration, it says everything in this room right now, this table, these microphones, they're all vibrating. They look still, but they're vibrating. Point is, long story short, you attract what you feel. So for a long time, I've been thinking about leadership roles, and something happened recently, along the lines, and something, and it's something I attracted.
Right.
And also, there once was a time when I was looking for a job, and I used to listen to this guy, Earl Nightingale. So he talked about whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, we become what we think about.
Right.
So I thought about a job, and it came to me.
Right.
I'd constantly been thinking about it. In fact, I thought about ways to get into the system, and I reached out to a number of people, sent a couple of emails, a couple of tweets, and someone called me at random one day and said, hey, can you do this? Can you do this show? And then I just jumped on it, and I evolved from there. Plus, I also needed more money because I was playing one role and I thought I was underpaid. And part of that thing said, do more than what you're paid for. I can't remember how the lines were, but it was a quote from Earl Nightingale: do more than what you're paid for, and eventually you'll see that things will start to flourish. Right. And all those things worked out for me. So when I saw the video yesterday, I can't remember the name of this guy now. I think it's Brian Tracy. It just started to add up.
Right.
That, all those things led to this stage, and it really works. So highly recommend the what's the word? This book, The Laws of Power, and a couple of other books. Law of Vibration. Check it out. You'll love it eventually.
That's amazing, and I totally agree, because there is so much power with visualization, and I think if people could understand the power behind it, more people would be doing it. Sometimes you need to speak things into existence. You need to see it. And I actually have a book on positive affirmations, and people always look at me like,
you wrote the book?
Yeah, I wrote the book.
Whoa, Zippy!
This one's back on my name.
I'm telling you.
But I mean, it's something I've grown up knowing, and it's worked for me, and it's worked for you, and it's worked for people who understand that concept as well. And sometimes I've come across people who say, Zibi, you're always so happy, you're always in a great
You're
mood.
always happy. Always.
Because I have mastered mind control, how to control myself, how to control my mind, how to control the world around me. So I'm not disturbed by things around me that would disturb others because I've created my own peace within myself. And I remember maybe about a month ago or a little over a month ago, someone said, oh, you're always so happy. And that's why I tried to see if I could make you sad. And I'm like, dang. So my happiness troubles you.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's so weird. But you don't want to be that person. You want to be the one that comes with the positive vibrations. So I totally agree. It's a great thing when you can use your mind to create the world that you want.
What's this book called?
Yes, so my book is called 30 Days. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a bit excited. But okay, calm down to earth. Calm down to earth. So it's Change Your Life with 31 Days of Positive Affirmations.
So I think it should be on your link tree, yes?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
it is.
So that's at present Zibi. So head on down to the link tree and check it out. Because I'm checking it right now. So.
You know what? I'll give you a copy because I love you. So you'll get a free copy, but you don't. So you have to buy it. All right. So moving on to our next musing. This one has to do with strange things that happen to children. So I was reading about a 16-year-old girl who's gone missing after she met someone on Facebook, and this person who lives all the way in Abuja told her he'd take her out of the country to Germany. So right now, this 16-year-old child is missing. Her parents have raised the alarm. They were able to get into her social media account and they found the messages with this person, and the authorities have been involved. And this is why sometimes you can't leave children, regardless of if they're 16 or 18 or 6 years old, to their own devices, because unfortunately there are some people out there who will try to take advantage of children. And then this whole Jackpot movement, it's a good thing, but why is a 16-year-old so focused on leaving Nigeria that she goes to meet a stranger?
It's the conversations. I remember when I was at Unilag, I used to hear some of the girls would say, oh, I met this person that wants to, and I'm not stereotyping Unilag yet, by the way. I want to go and meet this person that promised to take me to the US. It was a theme.
Wow.
And you'd hear some of the girls would say, oh, my boyfriend is in the US. It's one of those things that people look forward to traveling abroad for a better life, and then also people have noble intentions. They want to travel so they can help their family and their people because that's the way it's supposed to be. However, people prey on that, and this is Facebook, right? I'm talking Facebook. Instagram, Twitter. There's so many places. Wow. There's a lot of trafficking going on that's not even reported at all. Remember I talked about a database for missing people?
Yes, I remember that.
There should be something like that, because it happens constantly on a daily and people are not even aware that it goes on. So I hope that they find the person that's done this, and also young ladies out there and young men, please be aware, be conscious of what's going on, and parents too.
Right.
Okay, so this I want to talk about is about branding. Okay, so Zibi and I were talking about how some celebrities get endorsed for certain things, but they don't use the brands that they're endorsed for. So we're looking at a couple of other brands, and we saw someone from the Marvel movie,
Yes.
I'm not going to mention his name, endorsing a phone, and I'm like, I know this guy's not going to use this phone. And a couple of other, Nigerian celebrities as well have been given some phones, some other, devices to market, but we know that they're not going to use it. So in my own opinion, I think the sensible thing is, yes, it's wise to use the faces of these celebrities as the people to advertise these things, but since most people know that they're not going to use it, why not use everyday regular Nigerians? Make your commercial, your advertising, make it really good, and then show them the reason why they need that phone. Because I know that this person is probably using one of maybe the fruit devices, right? And then he's marketing something that's sold to
a little less low end.
Yes, people with lower incomes. I know that this person's not going to use it, so why would I bother buying it?
Yeah,
so,
it seems not genuine.
It's not genuine. So think about the marketing strategy whenever you want to do things and move it around. I thought about starting a jeans company one time, and I thought about using a big celebrity, but then I thought about it again that, nah, if I started a company like that, I would use everyday regular people.
Right, that you can relate to.
So they would understand it. And I think marketing companies should take a cue from this.
All right, and finally on to our last musing. This one has to do with it's something popular in the US, bring your child or bring your daughter to work day. So a short while ago, I think we spoke about this last week, a rapper in the US that was killed for his jewelry at a fast food stop with his partner. So apparently they found the people who did this act, and it was a father, a son,
What?
and a stepmother. So it was like the worst possible bring your family to work day. So the son actually pulled the trigger, the father was the getaway driver, and the stepmother was there probably for moral support. So it's just such a crazy thing when a whole entire family
plan such things.
Exactly.
I've seen videos where some mothers in the US that is, would take their kids into the stores and then they would hide things in their bags because they wouldn't search the kids. And it's just ridiculous. And cameras have caught them several times. So sometimes and this is not to say that black people do it a lot, but sometimes when you see white people walking around black people in the stores, there probably is a reason why.
Trust me, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. But that's it for our 5 at 5. We see your messages. We'll read the messages at about 6 p.m. right here on the Smooth Drive.